Good morning, children. Today we are going to continue with the lesson Working of Institution. And in today's class, we are going to take up the need for political institution. Then we will learn about Parliament and its two houses. So, first, let's understand why institutions are essential in democratic government. We all know that institutions they involve rules and regulation. Now this rules and regulation binds the hands of the leaders also. Now these institutions they involve meetings, committees and routines. And due to all this it leads to delays and complication. But we can say that some of the delays and complications introduced by these institutions are very useful because they provide us an opportunity for a wider set of people to be consulted in any decision. Now, at the same time, we can say that institutions make it very difficult to have a good decision taken very quickly. Why? Because it involves many people. But they also make it equally difficult to rush through a bad decision. That is why democratic government insists on institutions. Now we will take the first institution as parliament. Parliament has its own significance in a democracy. In all democracies, an assembly of elected representatives they exercise supreme political authority on behalf of the people. Now, when we take the case of India, such a national assembly of elected representative is called as a parliament. Now, the same parliament at the state level is called as legislature or legislative assembly. Now, we will see certain functions of the parliament in our country. Parliament is the final authority for making laws in any country. Now, this task of lawmaking or legislation is very crucial, and parliament all over the world they can make new laws, they can change the existing laws or abolish the existing laws and make new ones in place of the old law. So, in short, we can say that it is the final authority or highest authority for making laws. Second is parliaments all over the world they exercise some control over those who run the government. Then parliament controls all the money that government have. At the same time, it is the highest forum of discussion and debate on public issues and national policy in any country. In our country, the parliament consists of two houses. First is the Council of States, or we call it as Rajya Sabha or the upper house. And the second is the House of the People or the Lok Sabha, or we call it as a lower house. The President of India is also a part of the parliament, though he is not a member of any of the houses. The Lok Sabha exercise the real power on behalf of the people, and the present membership of the Lok Sabha is 543 and its tenure is 5 years. If the proclamation of emergency is in operation, this period may be extended by the parliament for 1 year at a time. Now, Rajya Sabha does not have more than 250 members. They are elected indirectly by the legislative assemblies of various states. Then 12 of the Rajya Sabha members are nominated by the president from persons those who have earned a distinction in various fields such as art, literature, etc. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body, and our constitution does give Rajya Sabha some special powers over the state. But in most of the matters, the Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. When we compare both the houses, we see that Lok Sabha is more powerful as compared to the Rajya Sabha. We'll take fast some of the reasons why Lok Sabha is more powerful. First is any ordinary law needs to be passed by both the houses. But if there is any difference between the two houses, the final decision is taken in a joint session in which members of both the houses sit together. Then, because of the larger number of members, the view of Lok Sabha is likely to prevail in such a meeting. Then second point is Lok Sabha, it exercises more powers in money matters. So once the Lok Sabha passes the budget or any kind of money related bill, in that case the Rajya Sabha cannot reject it. At the most, they can only delay it by 14 days or suggest some kind of suggestions. But Lok Sabha may not accept these changes. And then finally, we can say that the Lok Sabha controls the Council of Ministers. They have the power to pass no confidence motion, which is not given to the Rajya Sabha.